Today's episode is brought to you by the Vegas Beer Guys and the Sounds in Cinema podcast.
Everything sequel contains explicit language. And why the fudge not, you melon farmer?
Hello and welcome to... I fucking love that line.
I write true crime novels based on fictional stories that I make up. That's a one-line takedown of the film Basic Instinct, right there.
How seriously do you
Hard to take
think
Basic Instinct seriously after hearing that. It's certainly, yes, you're right. I would say less seriously than RoboCop, more seriously than Starship Troopers. I'll try and put it in the context of the Verhoeven canon. It's interesting that, you know, what is this? What kind of TV shows and movies is this iteration taking aim at that's different from the original Naked Gun movies or Police Squad? And I think it's post 1980s media content that they're laser focused on. So I mean, historically, I was thinking about this. The original Police Squad / Naked Gun canon is Dragging It to Kojak, and then this is Hill Street Blues to Law and Order.
Sure.
And all the crime and police movies, you know, within that time period.
Well, here we are.
Impossible.
We're talking
mainly
The Naked
Mission
Gun,
Impossible.
the movie I thought would come first of these four, but was actually released last, all the way in August. It's a fairly recent movie. It's got 87% on Rotten Tomatoes, Tom.
Yeah. I thought it might.
In that one comment, I think you've revealed all you need to.
It's those kind of voices that made me so excited to see it.
Well, okay.
A lot of people got me very excited about how good this was going to be. I'm hearing a lot of the dissent now. Now, not from the same people, but I guess because watching it twice is very interesting.
Uh-huh.
There's something that should happen when you rewatch a Naked Gun movie that doesn't happen here.
Mm-hmm.
I'll leave it at that for the moment.
All right, well...
As cryptic as that is.
This movie is directed by either Akiva or Akiva Schaffer. I mean, there are funny movies in his filmography.
There are funny movies, yeah.
Hot Rod, that movie's funny.
I've never seen it.
That's funny. The Watch, meh. Pop Star, Never Stop, Never Stopping. One scene in particular in that movie is one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. You're in the bag for this guy.
And then,
is The Watch... Wait a minute, I want to ask about The Watch.
Yeah.
Is that the movie that's kind of starts out as like almost like a kind of night shift type movie and then turns into an alien movie?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That explains a lot.
Not so good. Also on his...
this guy's level, I think.
Also on his resume, Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
Oh, that was really good.
Is it?
The Disney Plus movie, yeah, that's a really smart. I've talked to you about that before. Is
that the one? Because
it's the Roger Rabbit of the streaming era. Yeah,
I was wondering if that was the same one you had talked about.
That's really funny. Yeah, this could have been that.
Again, revealing so much so soon. Well,
mind you, I don't have an emotional attachment to Chippendale Rescue Rangers in the way I do Police Squad. So, You might be asking the wrong person.
All right. This movie had a budget of $42 million, an opening weekend of $16.8 million. In the USA, gathered $52.6 million, and in the world, $102.1 million. I guess, as a blanket statement, let me say, it's not that I liked this movie on a first viewing, but I guess I was surprised that anybody could even write jokes that would make me laugh. And the joke, like your opening line, made me laugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, I don't know, there's at least a dozen of those in this 90-minute movie. And it surprised me. It doesn't come anywhere near the former glory of what this series was.
Yeah.
But I guess I don't know. There's just a part of me that appreciates that anybody is willing to even attempt to do a broad comedy anymore.
And I think that was what the people praising the movie were focusing on.
Yeah.
And blinded by, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've heard about it sort of almost as a kind of counterpoint to the times in which we live.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like pure escapism
Sure.
from that. But yeah. So, well, here's my take, and I agree with all of that, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I'd heard a lot. I've seen a lot of good reviews.
Mm-hmm.
I was not excited about this movie. I thought it would misfire in exactly the way that belated returns to parody franchises have in the past.
Yeah, right.
But I heard, you know, it's a really good comedy. It's, you know, it's a broad comedy. It's a laugh out loud comedy.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, I'll roll the dice.
I won't miss the first 10 minutes of this one.
No, this was the movie I went to see.
Mm-hmm.
And the side piece was I Know What You Did
I know
Last
what you
Summer.
did. Yeah.
This was the one I thought I was going to enjoy. And I Know What You Did Last Summer was the movie I really wasn't expecting to even
Come close to enjoying. Yeah.
even stay through. But I had almost exactly the opposite reaction. I thought this is underrated. I Know is underrated, and this is way overrated.
I guess.
But anyway,
I guess part of I ended up enjoying this movie more than I thought of, but that's because part of that is because I went in with such bargain basement expectations upon the first preview of seeing
yeah,
the
and we were polar opposites.
the ripoff of the little girl mask, and
that's a whole other conversation. How I don't even know what watching this movie would have been like without having seen the trailer, because the trailer gives up many of the best jokes in the movie,
right.
which is a huge misstep.
Always a misstep.
Always a misstep.
But that's the other thing. Do they ever
this
know
kind of movie,
which are their best jokes?
I don't know what the hit rate's supposed to be, but it's automatically lower because I've seen most of the best jokes in the trailer.
Yeah.
So I can't even judge that fairly now. But anyway, so my experience was first time round, I laughed periodically, but there were long stretches of the movie where I barely cracked a smile.
Mm.
And I left kind of I second guessed myself as I left. I was like, I'm sure the hit rate of jokes in the Naked Gun movies and Police Squad TV shows is much higher than what I just saw.
Oh, definitely.
But I was like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the hit rate isn't that good. So I went home, and over the next 48 hours, I watched the entire Police Squad canon. The series and all 3 movies. And I just reminded myself, no, this is nowhere near acceptable in terms of the amount of jokes that need to work for you to make an acceptable version of this.
Well, I mean, skipping all the way to the end, I didn't realize the extent to what this movie is missing until they show you the siren gag from previous movies, and I thought, well, now this is right.
But then what? But I mean, for that reason, obviously, because of your reaction, that's a reason not to do it. But it's also there's no compelling reason to show it anyway.
Yeah, right.
I mean and it's also that's police. That's like Police Squad. Which is not even Naked Gun. So anyway, I don't know. I think you're already speaking to it. There's a lot of confusion here about what this movie thinks it is, and it's a kind of something I associate with Seth MacFarlane live action. Like all of his live action movies, Ted, Million Ways to Die in the West. It's sort of like. When I saw A Million Ways to Die I know he didn't direct this, by the way, but he produced it.
Yeah.
And it feels like part of his brand, especially with Liam Neeson helming it.
Mm-hmm.
When I went to see A Million Ways to Die in the West, I was like, he thinks that what he does is the same as what Mel Brooks does.
Mm.
And I don't know that he knows it's not the same. And so I had the feeling here that you feel like if you can cook up some of the same ingredients as a Naked Gun movie, you've made a Naked Gun movie, and that's as far away from the truth as it's possible to be.
Right.
But anyway, so I'm gonna call it a bad movie.
Yeah, it's a bad movie for sure.
I mean, literally,
I liked it more.
I tested it against back-to-back viewing of all the Police Squad content because I was like, okay, I'm going to make this determination. I'm going to be 100% factually sure that the hit rate is as high as I remember it.
Well, and for our Patreon,
and bear in mind, we just watched
Naked Gun, yeah.
And to be honest, I watched all of them then as well, but. I needed that verification. I mean, and, Police Squad is on a whole other level than Naked Gun anyway.
Yeah.
But even Naked Gun 33 and a third has a better hit rate ratio than this.
Yeah,
movie.
right.
That's where I realized. And this is where, I start to, in spite of myself, start to get upset at the O.J. Simpson jokes. I'm like, tell me what you're doing that's better than what he did.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not happy he went off and murdered people.
But he was good in those movies.
He gave a great comedic performance in those movies, and all you've got is some, under 5 looking at the camera.
That's the other thing, is that character has no place in this story beyond that one moment.
No. It was done totally for the trailer. It was done in a cynical way that, and the joke's not even that well performed. We'll get there, but
all right. Well, we start with the.
But I think it's the best film in the series.
Get out of here!
We got a rank as well. Come on. Where is this?
That's when I knew that I. When I thought about ranking, that's when I knew I was truly dealing with a movie. I think I gave it a little more credit the first time I saw it than I should have, because I was surprised that it had as many jokes as it did that made me laugh.
Yeah, whole stretches of the movie are unfunny, and that never happens in any of the other movies.
And that was the thing. I was like, but I like 33 and a third way more than this, and I don't even like that movie as much as you do. If memory serves.
Memory serves you correctly, and but the hit rate is much less than the first two.
Yeah, but way more than this.
And then the first two, the hit rate's nothing like Police Squad either. So
yeah,
but this doesn't even. I mean, this isn't even on the radar.
And then I realized, when I started thinking about these 4 movies we've done together, I realized, this is the worst of the 4 movies we watched.
Yeah. Agreed.
Bummer.
On both counts. Worst in the series, worst of the 4 we watched.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad. I thought you'd be sticking up for this movie more. I was getting worried when you were praising the clearly fake movies that you were listing from this guy's resume. Eddie and the Hot Rods, or whatever it was.
Hot Rod, very funny.
Hot Rod.
And you know what's funny about Hot Rod was it's not a movie I saw in theaters. And one year, one of my other leaders for the backpacking trips I take says, "Hey, can we watch Hot Rod?" I was like, "I don't have Hot Rod." He goes, "I have it." I'm like, "Well, I don't know. It's probably not very good."
You know,
and he said, "No, it's really funny." And I said, "If it was really funny, I would have seen it."
I want to say,
And I was wrong, because that movie's fucking funny. Shout out Lucas Newby.
To me, direction is one of the biggest problems in this movie.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering, because Chippendale Rescue Rangers gives me pause, but I'm pretty sure John Mulaney wrote that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So maybe is it like if the writing's so good you don't notice the direction, or can he do it with the right material? Either way, I mean, we've talked about this before. You think comedy movies, it's all about the acting and the writing. No, the direction is the most important part.
Mm-hmm.
And if that is not working at the same level as the people on screen and the people writing the movie, it shows.
It's
like it
doomed.
It's so conspicuous.
Mm-hmm.
Sticks out like a sore thumb. But and again, another one of the irritating things about this movie, and I think this speaks to what you first said, that I mean, this is exactly the kind of movie that will kind of fail and disappear under normal circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
This type of movie. The fact that it didn't is a whole nother thing about why people like this, and I do think there are cultural reasons for that.
I think they were just thirsty for this kind of movie.
Yeah, so timing was a huge part of it. But so there was the appetite for it. So I'm kind of trying to figure out, well why doesn't it work in that context? And so difficult.
Well, I have questions for you as we go along.
Mm-hmm.
But we start off with the, of course, obligatory bloated, CGI bloated Paramount logo. And, of course, Domain Entertainment is back.
So what's that? 2 out of 4?
2 out of 4, right?
And the other 2 are both Sony Columbia.
Yeah.
So are we getting these 2 superpowers emerging? This kind of power block of the two companies.
Is there a production company called Fuzzy Door? Because I wrote down Fuzzy Door as well.
Yeah, Fuzzy Door. It's interesting, like I don't know if Seth MacFarlane is kind of conscious or whether he puts his money where his mouth is, but Family Guy the sketch from Family Guy with the production logos is my go-to whenever I see back-to-back multiple production logos at the beginning of a movie that goes on for minutes. But as I was like, there's noticeably fewer logos here, and I wonder whether he does that because they wrote that. Do they do that because they wrote that sketch, or they're like, we can't be seen?
When he talks to the money people, he's thinking to himself, all right, I can't go past 3.
Okay,
everyone.
you guys have got to become one company because I am not putting up with the fan response to me having a minute's worth of production logos. And it's interesting. Like I'm thinking about it as a shot-for-shot remake of Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same mock serious music at the beginning, but then adjusted for inflation.
Yeah,
so
it's
it's the Hans Zimmer version of that. So back in 1988 it was da 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 da. Now it's and that's right. I mean that's correct at least.
Mm-hmm.
It's sadder, but it's correct.
And, well, the other thing is it's less funny.
Yeah, but I mean, the equivalent. The equivalence is.
I agree. It hits the right note, but it doesn't. come across as comedic.
There's a gap in this movie between like historically appropriate parody and then finding what's worth parodying. And I think that's the kind of gap. And so
You mean like coffee jokes?
There are some examples, I think, of kind of aspects of modern movie making, modern TV production that are ripe for parody. But I just think this movie doesn't necessarily pick the right targets.
Okay.
But I mean, you know, this opening bank heist sequence, the gauzy lighting, the tracking shot, the kind of idea of a slick heist,
Yeah.
with the stylish bank robbers, the high action. I mean, this is post-Heat
Sure.
crime cinema, you know, as kind of demonstrated.
Well, it also
through
feels very Dark Knight.
Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but Dark Knight was a riff on Heat.
Yeah.
They just put it at the beginning of the movie because Christopher Nolan's a genius. And, you know, at this point in the movie, you've got
Said
to
with
give them
no
credit.
irony.
At this part of the movie, you've got to give them credit that they're keeping the comedy under wraps in the way that the original did. Because the only thing that gives away at this point that it's not a straight version of this movie is the plot device when he opens up the safe deposit box and the thing is called a plot device, POLT.
So this is the part where I think to myself, you did something good and then you followed it by doing something bad. Because I like that he takes it out and it says plot device. I thought to myself, oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Then we cut away to a close-up of it, and then we cut away to a close-up, and then we see a finger trace down the PLOT.
Yeah.
And I thought, just let us look at it from the distance you had it. Then it was funny. Now you're pointing it out, like, get it? Do you get it?
Yeah.
And now it's not funny anymore. So don't fuck up the joke.
So, I mean, there's a restless camera tendency in this movie, and that works against most of the comedy. Because you have this, like, the same idea of like foreground and background comedy going on in camera, but a lot of it's out of focus, and a lot of it is while the camera's moving, and that's the difference.
Yeah.
And this whole scene was ruined by the trailer.
Yeah.
For me.
Well, they show it in total, almost.
They show it in total in the trailer. But because I'm thinking Michael Mann, I'm thinking Christopher Nolan. And so a moment when a little schoolgirl comes skipping by, I'm like, yeah, this is exactly the kind of sentimental bullshit that Chris Nolan would do in this movie. Have this kid be shot by a robber. But because I know where it's going, I'm like, oh well, I can't even think about that being a good piece of parody.
Yeah, right.
And then this is the first when obviously he pulls his mask off, Mission Impossible style.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible movie style, and it's Liam Neeson underneath. And this was the first point in the movie that I thought about the recent Zucker criticism of this version of the movie. I don't know if you read it.
No.
So he made the Matt Aldrich argument. He said the problem with this. He just said this is basically it's not good.
Yeah.
I think they kind of they sort of prefaced it by saying I don't like any of the sequels to the movies we make that weren't made by us. To starters, like we don't like other people doing our stuff.
Yeah.
But the big problem with it is the production values are too high for it to be funny. Right, which is the Matt Aldrich argument.
Yeah, right.
Comedy is the enemy of money is the enemy of comedy. I don't think it's quite that and I think that's a little bit hypocritical because you go back to Airplane, you're like there's some stuff that looks like it comes from a real disaster movie in there, and then there's some stuff that purposefully doesn't look like that, but it's not just one thing. It kind of goes between the two, depending on what's funny.
And I think it's possible to make a commentary about slick action movies.
Yeah. But this moment made me think maybe they're onto something.
Yeah.
Like that effect is too slick for it to be funny.
Because not only are we doing that, but we're also kind of playing with the one shot. We're watching what's his name, Declan or whatever his name is, walk into the bank in a one shot and go in and blow up the
Yeah.
safety deposit box, and
Which I think is pretty much exactly what happens in The Dark Knight.
yeah,
Um,
almost.
yeah.
There it's money, but
But I mean, I think, as parody, that sort of works, right? But it's about whether it's worth. I think again, it comes down to value. Is it worth parodying just to do it? And that's always been an issue with Seth MacFarlane's work. I think where does it stop being parody and become pure pastiche? But I do like this. I think that this moment is horrible. It was horrible in the trailer. It's horrible now. But when it comes like a Liam Neeson parodying his own fight choreography in his action movies, it's actually I think it kind of works. And also again, if you're tracking this with the original movie, this is where you get the slapstick turn in that cold open.
yeah,
Where and I think you even have they're doing a kind of a pat a cake thing with the fight. And that reminds me of the using him as a
boxing, yeah,
as a
speed bag.
symbol. Speed bag, yeah. Because they're both Three Stooges. I think he even does a Three Stooges honk of the nose as well.
In the original, he does the eye poke, right?
The eye poke, but I think
then...
I think here he does some Three Stooges moves.
Does
as
he?
well.
Oh, okay.
So I'm kind of tracking it. Honestly,
I tried
don't
it
know
differently in the sense of there was one thing that I like the aspect that you were talking about kind of doing a parody of Neeson's own action movies.
Yeah.
I guess when something happens that is not expected, that would not necessarily maybe get a laugh, but I'd get a chuckle. And one was, I think, throwing a guy in the middle of other guys that makes them all shoot each other.
Doesn't he eat a gun?
He eats a gun, yeah.
But I mean,
But that part feels... A lot of this opening scene feels like a sequelitis one-upmanship of those opening moments from 1 and 2.
I can't believe that they let a line that was clearly written for the trailer into the actual movie. And he said, Lieutenant Frank Drebin, the new version.
Yeah.
I mean, oh God, I can't do that too many times. His breathing is so labored in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
He sounds like he's about to die at any given moment.
Yeah. Honestly, it's the first time out of all of his action movies where I thought he looks older.
I mean, that line only works in the trailer. In the movie,
Yeah.
it's just meaninglessly meta.
Mm-hmm.
You've still got to be in the world of the movie. And again, the original Naked Gun understood
Got that, right. Well, I mean, since we're there, let's talk about the idea of this in terms of the character and Liam Neeson's performance. Because we've always said, if you want this kind of comedy to work, you have to play it straight.
And he doesn't.
That's my question for you. Okay.
No. He's arch. All of his acting is arch.
I agree.
He looks like a man who knows he's in a comedy.
But
And he's doing it differently from how he would normally do it because he's in a comedy, which is exactly what we say. It's what Richard Crenna does. It's what Leslie Nielsen does for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But Liam Neeson, for the most part, is giving a very arch performance. The only
I think
time
he thinks he's playing it straight, though.
he does, yeah, exactly. And it's really interesting because I think it's a comfort level thing.
Mm.
So, in the clearly unscripted material where of the body cam footage,
Mm-hmm.
that was the only time I laughed at anything he said or did.
Mm.
And he's clearly improvising. He's speaking extemporaneously. And I'm like, now he's funny, and that's big, and that goes to the root of what's wrong here. It's because he's being authentic.
Yeah.
It's the authenticity that sells this kind of comedy.
Right.
And it's interesting because everyone's got the wrong idea about Liam Neeson's ability to do comedy. Like, if you actually look back over his SNL performances, I mean, it's when he's hosted the show.
Yeah.
it is just, it's unwatchable.
I don't remember
attempts to
it,
do
so you might have a
There's
point.
That one scene in Ted 2,
Never saw Ted 2. Just
and
saw
in the
Ted.
Ricky Gervais Stephen Merchant comedy Life's Too Short. Right? This is the worst record you could possibly... It's a criminal record of comic acting. You know, my complaints about Leslie Nielsen's mugging in the original series, which is where he gets Arch, it's really occasional moments. It's cutaways. Occasional cutaways to him mugging to camera.
It's all those moments.
This is the whole performance.
Yeah, it's the whole performance. With Leslie Nielsen in the movies, you know, he plays it so perfectly and straight in Airplane. In the Naked Gun series, those moments are nonverbal and kind of punches for jokes, like last looks for a joke.
And to go back to that Richard Crenna comparison, right? There's no difference in how he plays, how he's playing the character in Hot Shots Part 2 from how he plays
in Rambo.
In Rambo.
Yeah.
I bet if you put this alongside Taken, you'd be like, okay, there's a real performance. There's a guy who knows he's in a comedy.
Right.
It's really. I mean, part of the problem is the voice as well. His voice is so labored.
Mm-hmm.
None of it sounds real anyway, because he sounds like he's struggling to talk. So you've got that obstacle added to the fact that all of his line reads are arched line reads. You know, and Leslie Nielsen, all of his line reads are, okay, if I was in one of those shitty B movies I was in, how would I say this?
Yeah, right.
That, you know, I just think he's overthinking the line reads.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what you can't do. Is go, okay, it should just be, I'm just playing this character.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, there's another actor in this movie who absolutely gets that.
I know. That's the part.
And they're on screen together most of the time.
Most of the time, right.
The imbalance is really...
I can't
so conspicuous.
Fathom how that ended up happening, because, I mean, we may as well get to... I mean, she's not in the story yet, but let me just say extemporaneously that there's one performance in this movie that I really, really love, and that's Pamela Anderson.
Yeah, it's a revelation. Yeah, it's you know, if you've kind of not been paying attention over the years to how good Pamela Anderson is, it's a revelation, but it's still a revelation.
Yeah. She gets it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a Marilyn level comic performance. She reminded me a lot of how Marilyn Monroe did screen comedy.
Yeah.
This kind of pretense of ignorance of not knowing the joke while you're saying the joke.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it works. It's like none of it is affected. She plays the character as if she doesn't understand the joke she's telling, whereas Liam Neeson is playing the joke every time.
It's so weird that...
So is Paul Waterhauser. Same thing. Not that he has any jokes, but right. If he did, he would play them archly.
See, you know what's weird to me about his performance is that usually in a non-spoof movie, he's the biggest thing in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like almost chewing scenery big. Even in like Cobra Kai, he's like that.
Yeah.
And then
so much so that I completely forgot he was in it.
Yeah.
He was in Cobra Kai until he turned back out, and I was like, "Ooh, I remember.
Yeah.
I think I prefer the show without him."
Yeah. But the funny part to me is that he again, just like Liam, he's doing the same thing Liam Neeson is doing, where I think he's trying to play it straight. He's trying to be understated than he normally is in performance, and yet.
Yeah. Well, the movie also, you know, you can pass some blame out to the writing too.
To the writers, yeah, I agree.
They have not. When you go back to the Naked Gun movies, you go
George Kennedy.
Compare that to George Kennedy,
yeah,
right. And that's the thing is like, as it goes to what you're saying as well. Paul Waterhauser is a self-proclaimed comic actor.
Yeah.
And yet he does nothing funny in this movie. George Kennedy was not a self-proclaimed comic actor. And he was hilarious throughout. Yeah. He's secretly the reason why those movies are so good. Yeah. And once you don't have a successfully written an acted performance in that part of the movie, it's like a house of cards. It all falls apart.
Yeah.
There's nothing to your movie anymore. Your movie is hollow. And don't get me started on Muppet Baby Ed. We'll get there. But we're right at the title sequence now. I mean, again, at this point in the movie, before they start to kind of lose a sense of what they're parodying and when from, you know, this is a kind of ersatz version of a Mission Impossible title sequence.
Yeah.
Makes total sense, you know, and it's also
Feels Mission
Paramount.
Impossible too.
Yeah, and it's Paramount kind of having fun at its own expense, because those
Yeah.
are big Paramount movies as well. So, but what happens is then they go into the hard-boiled voiceover music, and then the original music.
And
I'm like,
voiceover, character.
it's like you just established that you're out of this period of parody. Why have you gone back to this? And it's just IP, right?
Yeah.
It's just like this is what people associate with the brand, so we're doing it even though it makes no historical, artistic, or dramatic sense.
Yeah.
And it's, I mean, you know, it's just the weakest imitation of that dialogue parody when you compare it to the original.
The original.
I mean, I wrote here, I was like, part of the problem is Liam Neeson can't speak, so voiceover is the worst possible thing you could do. But it's like it wasn't like it wasn't anachronistic when they first did it, because they were commenting on, you know, classic Hollywood noir, or, you know, the idea of narration, like, and narration hardball detective novels and how that works. We don't have that precedent now. Like, if, like, neo-noir, or the neo-noir that you're spoofing, doesn't have that dimension to it anymore.
Yeah. End of sentence.
No, you froze. You froze on my screen. You froze on my screen. I thought you hated me again.
Just assume, ever present. So,
You're right 50% of the time.
I'm of two minds, because there are, you know, it feels like they're going one for one in some of these jokes,
Yeah,
original
agreed.
to this.
Oh, yeah.
When Leslie Nielsen is talking about, when I see 5 maniacs in togas trying to stab a man, I shoot them. That's my policy. As opposed to Liam Neeson in this scene saying, since when do cops have to follow the law?
Yeah. And there's
like a good idea within that about a cop not even understanding that there's internal affairs involved in cop life.
Yeah. And one of the things we did lose in 33 1/3 is we didn't have the female boss.
Yeah.
Played by the best character actor to play that
Yeah,
role.
right.
And obviously CCH Pounder is the perfect casting there.
Sure.
And then this is the scene where you're like, Paul Walter Hauser, what do you got? And he got nothing.
nothing.
Just some stumble mumble comedy, and that's it.
It's weird.
It's really strange. And you know, the first original runner, I think, in the movie, the coffee gag,
Coffee.
right?
So
you can see the derivation of that. That's, you know,
Yeah.
every Law and Order.
Yeah.
They come in with the coffee and sandwiches, and it's, you know.
I want to know what you think of these coffee jokes, though, because I think they're a real roller coaster ride.
Yeah, I that's exactly what I think about it.
Okay.
I mean, you know, the reason that, again, it's like what's worth parodying, and I do think this is this, you know, I approve this.
Yeah, right.
This parody, because, you know, it's something I've noticed in police procedurals as well, and I think Law and Order, it's so affected. Like, these guys don't even stop for coffee.
Right,
They keep
right.
going and talking about the case.
They
'cause they're
work
so
during
professional.
lunch.
Yeah, and it's like, first of all, that's sending a terrible message about work-life balance,
Yeah.
and union rules and things like that. But
Because there's things I like. I like when he throws one coffee in the trash can when he's talking to CCH Pounder.
yeah,
And you hear the slosh of like at least a half full cup of coffee.
yeah,
And then he gets another cup. But by the time we're getting comedic-sized coffee cups,
Yeah.
4 times the size of an extra's or a
And
super
they're
big gulp.
coming out of midair, and
Yeah, exactly.
which we also saw in the trailer.
Like, that's just, you've taken the joke.
And all of this is kind of going on, is kind of coexisting with the voiceover stuff.
Yeah.
So it's just a cognitive dissonance there of like, well, this is new. This is kind of modern day police procedurals. What you're doing is a parody of older police fiction.
Mm-hmm.
Pick a lane, I think.
Yeah.
And I mean, also not a good fit for the material. Even the modern day material is these endless millennial pop culture references. I mean, it makes me, again, I come out with the same reaction as Dial of Destiny. I'm like, who is this movie for?
Yeah, right.
Who's the target audience for this movie? And it's like, it's the people who made the movie.
Yeah.
And their thoughts and feelings about pop culture. I'm like, well, I don't care about that.
Yeah. The things I found myself gravitating to were the things... I like it when you have a joke and you're not calling attention to it. I like that they walk through the doors and it says police squad, but police is clearly stenciled on the outside of the door and squad is stenciled on the inside of the door.
Mm-hmm.
That joke I like. I really love that Liam Neeson...
I don't think it's an original, sadly, but yeah.
That might be true. I like that Liam Neeson gloves one hand at the car scene and then reaches in with his ungloved hand to look at the evidence. That's good cop shit comedy to me.
When they're in the station and there's a photo shoot going on in the background, and it was so out of focus, the camera's moving through it, I was like, no, I mean, the going back to your amazing example of that shot from that one shot from Hot Shot Part 2.
Yeah.
Right? It's because everything is sort of in focus simultaneously.
It's all in one frame.
So if you start moving the camera and you start blurring the focus,
The line? Yeah.
I just don't think they get why those jokes work.
How they're funny.
The audience needs to see them. I mean, I sound like that 1930s mayoral studio executive from the previous episode.
Yeah.
But the audience has got to see to get the joke. It seems obvious to me. I mean, I'm no comedy film director, but the next scene in the police station or the next part of the scene in the police station is that the film's only claim to being a legacy sequel rather than a reboot, which is where we find out.
Yeah. They're all the children of our formerly beloved cast members.
By the way, means that kid that we see at the end of Naked Gun 33 and the Third is a little Liam Neeson.
Yeah, right.
So there's a self-awareness about the sequel dilemma, but making it a legacy sequel weighs down the movie.
Yeah, I agree.
Should have gone full reboot. I mean, it's literally for I would say a handful of jokes, a fingerful of jokes in this scene. Really, the O.J. Simpson joke.
Yeah,
but it's sort of like, well, okay, so like, what film series from the 80s didn't have someone who turned out to be
a murderer?
But yeah, I mean, we've talked over this, that the O.J. Simpson joke, the fact that guy isn't a character means that
we just wasted our time.
O.J. Simpson has won that round.
Yeah, right.
Because you go look back at those movies and go, he's doing some great comic acting. What's this guy got to do?
Nothing.
A weekly and also, and again, the execution of the joke, not good. All he has to do is look at camera like Eddie Murphy in Trading Places. Bam.
Yeah,
End of
right,
scene.
right.
We get a music sting and
a head shake.
Oh, it's a hat on a hat and a hat.
Yep. Yeah, you're right.
So if you're gonna ruin your movie for this one joke, at least make the joke good.
All right, maybe we should take our first break so we
can
take our blood pressure, have a drink of water, calm down a little bit.
180 over a lot?
I didn't know it could say just a lot.
Yeah, it just says a lot here on the monitor. It's a lot, okay? A lot. 3 exclamation marks. A lot.
It's 163 over 101. Is that okay?
I never realized how emotionally attached I am to these movies and started talking about them.
I realized that I was probably going to end up disliking this movie more as we talked about it.
Yeah, why? And then, well, you could say this about any Legacy sequel, I suppose, but why wasn't it just a parody version of Taken? Or
Yeah, exactly.
one of those 15,000 action movies that Liam Neeson's done.
Mm-hmm.
All released in January.
A recently retired police officer,
Yeah.
you know? Anyway. We'll be right back.
I gotta say, my sequel pitch for this was better than the actual movie we got.
Mine wasn't.
I don't remember yours.
Well, I don't remember yours, so...
Well, you don't remember Naked Gun 4.0?
No. But to be fair, I don't remember mine either. So I don't know.
Mine was like it was RoboCop. He came back from the dead as RoboCop.
Okay.
Robo-retired cop.
I like to think I know something about beer, but nowadays even I get overwhelmed when confronted by the exhaustive selection of craft beers they have at bars, breweries, and even grocery stores. Back in the day you had one, maybe 2 craft beers to choose from, and if you were confused, you ordered a Guinness. But in beerstinations like San Diego, the craft beer options lately are in double, sometimes even triple digits. So what's a beer drinker to do? You need what I need, the Vegas Beer Guys. Your beer of choice should be a perfect blend of malt and hops. And so a live show about beer needs that same balance. And the Vegas Beer Guys matches beer expert Dan Aker with self-proclaimed beer novice Stephen J. Weiss. The results are eminently drinkable. They're on Facebook, they're on Instagram. They'll try new beers, they'll tell you about beer. Think of them as your beer Sherpas guiding you up a foamy-headed mountain to reach the peak of your pint. God, I need a beer.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Tom and I are here discussing The Naked Gun, the movie raising our blood pressure, directed by Akiva Schaffer. I thought, when I first saw that name, I thought, oh, well, at least it's another movie directed by a woman. It wasn't. It was a man.
No. Mm-hmm. Oh, a man definitely directed this movie. I have no doubt about that.
All right, where are you?
Electric car.
Yeah, okay.
And again, like, they're clearly uneasy about how anachronistic this franchise is and how it's going to play with modern audiences as well. So I think their solution is, like, focus on modern technology and have the character bemoan nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of, it's sort of interesting, like, it's not Hollywood's since, the 70s has been casting actors who are too old to play certain parts. Since the 60s,
Yeah.
old to play parts in parts they're too old to play. But this movie makes out like it's the first people who've thought of it as a comic premise. It's even there in Naked Gun, the original Naked
Sure.
Gun. Leslie Nielsen's too old to be a police officer.
Of course.
In the way he is.
There's no
And
way
George Kennedy.
There's no way that they shouldn't be retired.
Yeah. Another nod to the kind of post-Hill Street Blues nature of the parody. You know where Beth Davenport comes from? The name?
Mm-mm.
Veronica Hamill's lawyer character in Hill Street Blues.
Oh.
Beth Davenport. So they're clearly staking their timeline there, I think.
Yeah, I mean, a part of me says I'll take that But this movie isn't... I mean, they're taking that name, but this movie isn't really... It's time-stamping it, but I don't think this movie is... I don't think it trusts the audience enough to know about Hill Street Blues to parody it in any meaningful
but I mean,
way.
It's the kind of the police procedural that was like a kind of a workplace soap opera.
Yeah,
Versus the kind of Dragnet style
just the facts.
narration led,
Yeah.
Efficient investigation.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is the movie wants to have it both ways, I think.
Yeah, right.
Because the whole sort of finding the finding the car in the lake scene
Mm-hmm.
is clearly speaking to a scene from an NYPD Blue or a Law and Order.
Actually, it kind of reminded me of Basic Instinct when that car goes into the pit where they're about to build another skyscraper in San Francisco or whatever.
It's so funny when there's the joke with the claw.
The claw, yeah.
Because it's not like the original isn't cartoon-like in its visual comedy or the original films, but when people, and I guess Brad Bird is the huge exception to this, given what we've talked about this year, but like films made by people more used to working in the medium of cartoon, when they do it in live action, it looks strange.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean that the comedy, the comedy, like the background comedy, is any less cartoonish in the original. But it's just, I can tell it's people who are more comfortable with animation doing this.
Yeah. I don't know. I kept thinking of things like the original Naked Gun when they're on the stakeout. Everything about the stakeout seems exactly like a cop stakeout.
Yeah.
And then you cut to the joke of the pistachio shells.
Pistachios, yeah.
You know? It just works better.
Yeah.
There's something... It feels as though some certain jokes, and this claw joke being one of them, is removed from what they actually want to parody. It has to be a crime scene investigation parody in this moment.
That's what... Yeah, it's not... Even within the target that they pick, they're not mining the gold there.
Yeah, right, yeah.
They're sort of... It's all the superficialities of that. Or they're kind of just adding in a surreal element to it.
Mm-hmm.
Which the originals do as well, but
there's just something amiss. They don't make it feel organic. If you could tap into the essential nature of cops with that, in the sense of, are they placing bets?
Well, I mean, here's the other thing is that it's like there's also examples in this movie of succumbing to the problems of what they're parodying.
Yeah,
like when the character of Barnes appears, right? Woman of color detective gets like 5 seconds of screen time and then she's gone for like 40 minutes. I'm like, well, how are you any better than if anything, Law and Order would give more representation to this person than even the parody's giving.
That's the first thing I thought when we don't get the cop that's OJ's son at all. I thought, oh, so
why does the buck stop here?
Yeah, you're excising the color out of this movie?
Definitely.
Yeah.
In order to kind of, re-demonize a person of color who's been demonized 1,000 times.
Yeah.
You're not the only movie who's had bad people in them before, right?
Right.
Well, fucking any movie that Kevin Spacey was in
right.
is now a problem.
Yeah. Well, we finally get to the good part of the movie because we're going to be introduced to Pam Anderson's character.
Yeah, and it's a nice... and again, I think, and maybe this is because of the generation of the people who are making this movie, but, these movie's made by guys who jerked off to Pamela Anderson when she was in Baywatch. It's clearly what's going on here. And I do like the kind of the fun play with the idea of her as a sort of femme fatale in the mold of Sharon Stone in Basic Instinct. The whole play on her sex symbolism where, you see her in silhouette and it's just
a mop bucket and a hat rack.
A mop bucket, yeah. But the hard-boiled dialogue parody is just awful.
She had the kind
content.
of... They get that so right in the original series.
I mean, they're chasing hey, look at these.
Yeah.
Breasts that say, hey, look at these.
Yeah.
And they can't get there. They can't even get close.
Yeah.
Yeah, and immediately her line reads are just in a different league.
A
from
total
Lisa.
different league. Yeah, exactly.
You realize how forced every word he says is, and all of her stuff rolls off
so
the
easy.
tongue. Yeah. And I just love when she's the whole, I mean, I still think they should have they shouldn't have broken up the chair joke in the way that they did. But she literally carries the joke.
Yeah.
Like when she takes the chair out of the room and there's all the shots of her kind of
Bumping into shit. Yeah.
bouncing around and bumping this. I was like, this is what Marilyn used to do. Like she used her physical sexuality for comedy, for physical comedy. And that's exactly what she's doing here. And the awkwardness of it, while with the self-conscious kind of sexy walk.
Right.
It's just great. It's so...
The total lack
so
of
good.
control of the chair with
Yeah.
the total control of how sexy I am.
Yeah.
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 It's funny.
It's very funny. But again, it ends on a weak point because the idea that all of the guys are having
Yeah.
the
internal monologue.
It's not a funny enough variation on the device to warrant continuing it beyond its years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, no, there's no voiceover in any cop drama now. That was a message to you, Heather Pedersen, to correct us. I've just stopped. Instead of doing the research, I'm just gonna let Heather kind of let us know how wrong we are about that.
They're right.
Oh, and this is also where we're introduced to our villain as well.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea for casting.
Yes, I agree.
I'm not sure it always works.
The writing of it is terrible.
Yeah, I think maybe because I don't think I find myself blaming Danny Houston too often.
No, he's the right choice,
Yeah.
actually. Because, well, I mean, firstly, you know, as soon as he opens his mouth, you think, this is John Huston in Chinatown, right? Now, he's at the same age that John Huston probably was then.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit younger. And he's got the exact same voice, so I'm like, oh, great, so you've got a real neo-noir villain here.
But he just seems to
Aside-
fit right in the mold of a Ricardo Montalban. It just fits well.
You know what the problem is? You know what I think the problem is? They missed the point of the original. The villain should never be comedic. They should always be the straight man to play off.
Yeah.
And they're insecure in their writing of this character. They want to give him jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Ricardo Montalban, Robert Goulet, they never had jokes.
Yeah,
They were
right.
always the straight man that Leslie Nielsen was playing off.
Yeah.
And that's what made them hilarious. There's no irony to Ricardo Montalban picking out the finger in his hot dog.
Right.
He's just doing a performance.
Or taking the fish out of the tank with the pen stuck in it.
Japanese fighting fish. Yes, absolutely. Which he says slightly Japanese in a racist way.
In a racist way, which...
Oh my god, yeah, so...
But
When
this
you
has
see
one of my favorite jokes in the movie where he says... He's explaining something about the crime scene or whatever, and Danny Houston says to you, do you suspect something foul? And he says, no, a chicken could never do this.
That's good.
It's a good joke.
Good line. Yeah. A good joke is a good joke. It's also harder, I think. They went with they're all billionaire characters, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Except for the third movie, which is an aberration in so many ways. But if you go off the first two movie, you know, they're both... Well, Robert Goulet is a surrogate.
Goulet
Ricardo
is,
Montalban,
yeah.
which is fucking hilarious.
So funny.
That's exactly who would be the character in the sequel.
Sure.
But it's harder in an era where billionaires are innately comedic and not impressive.
Right.
Like you were saying on a
When
previous
you're actually
episode.
riding a dick spaceship.
Yeah, exactly. Or what you were saying about Elon Musk with his Herman
With
Munster
his
boots.
monster boots, exactly.
I mean, how do you satirize
You can't,
that?
yeah, you
Can't.
can't make a parody out of that joke.
So what would have
The
been
joke
refreshing?
itself is too spot on as it is.
So what would have been funnier is to kind of give him that gravitas that a Ricardo Montalban has, rather than trying to subvert that in an effort to to give him jokes to tell.
Yeah. Because
None
this
of
whole
which work.
Black Eyed
100%
Peas
of which don't work.
joke,
Why are we talking about the Black Eyed Peas?
god damn it.
But this is the thing. It's like, okay, you've got John Huston's son. Okay, you've got John Huston's son. Danny Huston, in and of himself, is already this actor with an incredible back catalogue
Sure.
of great movies. Okay, so he's got the gravitas. He's got the neo noir lineage. Why are we talking about the Black Eyed Peas?
Somebody explain it to me.
I mean, you imagine that scene in Chinatown. It's sort of like, oh, I was listening to. No, that's Nixon. I just he did. That's close.
And to your credit, they're close.
And there's a chicken joke there too in Chinatown.
Mm-hmm.
Where he says, "I always believe
Yeah.
the fish should be served with the head on." And he, as long as you don't serve the chicken that way, Mr. Getz. But so anyway, it just seems like a real waste of comedic potential.
Yeah.
Of everything he could be doing in this scene that is villain-like.
Right.
And again, it's just something that I think that generation of let's call them comedians who are making these movies. It's generous, but let's call them comedians.
Yeah.
It's what they think is funny. It's like, maybe it's funny as a riff for Conan O'Brien on his talk show, but not here.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
And I think that
because there's so many moments. There's one I think that's coming up when he's interrogating Busta Rhymes, and there's
for some reason.
There's a. By the way, Busta Rhymes, like that guy's not aging. But
he could still kick Michael Myers' ass.
exactly. But there's this moment where Liam Neeson, because I like the joke. It's a well written joke where it says here that you were in for man's laughter. Must have been some joke, and I'm like, oh, that's a good written joke. But now it's not funny. You feel like.
Yeah.
Something of like his line delivery. I'm like, at least Liam.
You see, see that's the thing. Compare and contrast to Leslie Nielsen. He would have said it totally straight, and then he might have taken a moment to look around.
Yeah, right.
Right. So any arch acting he's doing after the fact.
The arch acting would have come in just from Busta Rhymes saying, "You mean manslaughter?"
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the eyes would have darted around, and he said, "Yes, of course." So,
That's exactly what he. It's this. Well, that's a tall order, Norberg. You got to give me a week on that one. Yeah, I know he overdoes every line read. It's really, it's really annoying because, as you say, some of the material is not bad at all.
yeah,
But in between, I don't, it's just more complaining, so I don't know why I'm even mentioning. But Muppet Baby Ed, just get a nerdy-looking actor and put him in a white coat.
yeah,
And presumably he's supposed to be the son of...
yeah. They don't comment on it, and I
comment on it.
feel like he's not.
Also, his acting is not funny.
He's not integral to this movie in any way, and they don't even seem to understand that he's like Baby Ed.
But this is the thing, if you're going after like CSI and Law and Order, these lab scientists are incredibly important
Yeah,
to
exactly.
those formulas. Like even more so than it was back in the days of Dragnet.
Mm-hmm.
Like the police lab, more of CSI takes place in a fucking lab than outside. They're only scientists!
Yeah. You'd think the joke would be more like, I took this piece of the pavement up from the driveway, and from that I extracted the tire marks, and from that I got a fingerprint of a tire.
That was exactly the old joke I was going to recommend.
Yeah.
It's like this is there's a a leaf from a tree that only grows on this one street.
Yeah, exactly.
In LA, which is what they do in real CSI.
Mm-hmm.
See, they don't. That's the problem. It's like you knew that when you watch Police Squad that these guys knew the shows they were taking on
exactly.
intimately. I mean, like almost kind of obsessively.
The lead character in what's the movie? What's the airplane movie? 0 Hour. The lead character in 0 Hour is named Ted Stryker.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
they want it, they came to it from the position of, and again, having recently just watched Kentucky Fried Movie and listened to the audio commentary on it. They were, they recorded the movies with tape recorders, and then
Yeah, right.
and then built Kentucky Fried Theatre around that. Whereas this feels like much looser. Like, yeah, well, I mean, we're aware of, we watched some Law and Order, whatever, in the background, maybe,
Right.
and we think we know what it is, and the integral elements of it. But it's like you can go back and watch an episode of Law and Order now and not think about Naked Gun. As I said when we did Naked Gun on Patreon, you can't watch an episode of Dragnet and not think of Police
Yeah,
Squad.
exactly.
And that's the difference, I think. Yeah, I had another one of those animated cognitive dissonant moments, because I was like, when the electric car pulls the wall off and then the jailbreak happens, I'm like, now if this was The Simpsons, I'd find this funny. But it's not getting anything from me right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, is it just that they're like, we know how to make this funny in animated form, but live action, we just can't make the leap?
I think it's a combination of things. One, so they're making Ed Jr. sort of not the butt of jokes, but like all he's doing is getting physical comedy damage, and Ed Jr. has nothing to say. Like nobody's noticing exactly what's happening behind them. I think they need one person to say, if he says car drive 30 feet ahead, you need somebody to say, oh, actually you're still hooked up to the thing, so let's if this car is whatever. I don't know. There's something. I think there's something missing.
I agree. Thinking back to the original Naked Gun, what makes that joke last to the end of the scene is...
Well, there'd be a crowd, and he'd say, disperse, there's nothing to see here.
Well, there's that, but I'm also thinking of the scene where, his own car... He doesn't park his car and it keeps going and he shoots at it.
Yeah.
Anybody
see the license plate?
And the reason it kind of works to the end of the scene is his realization that it's his car.
Yeah.
And having to sort of like play down what he just said to the crowd.
Oh, that's what it is. That's what's missing.
Because
instead of the button being this town is... Because the button is just this town, I tell you, this town's going to hell or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. But you need that last look. Look in the rearview mirror. This town's going to hell. And then the realization that he caused this.
Yeah.
And saying, well, Ed, I'm going to need you to round these guys up while I go do something else.
Right. Yeah.
That's what it is.
I think it is. I think this... Because if you think about when those moments work, like, I know we always mention the zoo. Like,
it just keeps going back, that joke.
It keeps coming back, but in the moment, it's just he crashes in and then the animals escape.
Yeah.
And when he park crashes the car, it's it's like the joke at the beginning of the scene, and then there's a whole other scene after it.
And that's the thing. This never comes back. You never see an escaped convict again.
Oh, that's so true.
Yeah.
Oh man.
They fucked up. They fucked up at least 3 different ways for this whole scene.
Could this joke literally be any worse? All I can think could make it worse is Kevin James on a Segway. That's the only thing that I think could make it worse.
Full blurt.
Full blurt Mole Cop comes into view, winks at the camera, and then keeps going. Well, so why do you think they cast Busta Rhymes in this role?
Don't know.
And and again, is this an area where actually an episode of Law and Order would have the sensitivity to cast the rapper as the rapper turned actor as the police officer, and then a white person as the suspects,
right?
Like Ice-T in Special Victims
Yeah, right.
Unit. We all know Ice-T has no business being a police officer. Even the character he's playing doesn't seem to know how to be a police officer.
Exactly.
As John Mulaney has pointed out in one of his stand-up specials. But Wouldn't have this been a great Ice-T joke if Busta Rhymes was playing one of the cops?
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't we know exactly the reference point of that?
Yeah, good.
And understand that it's like...
Oh well, I
and-
think
and
they
this-
have. I think in their minds they have to keep their main characters, the cops, doing the, so that you have to have Liam Neeson, and you have to have Ed Jr.
He could have been the O.J. Simpson's son.
Yeah.
It's already better.
Yep.
And then there's a kind of historical equivalent of the O.J. The O.J. Simpson is like the kind of the rookie cop of color from like the Mod Squad and stuff like that. That's the reference there. And now the reference is, we just cast any old rapper to be a police officer.
Right. That's the other thing is
Anal contusions.
the age disparity doesn't make any sense. Liam Neeson. So
Yeah.
Frank Drebin must have had Liam Neeson in 1950.
Well, I'll get there, but is maybe the only movie I watched where I went, you know what would have improved this movie? A de-aged Leslie Nielsen. But I gotta say, at least in all of Neeson's acceptable comic acting happens in this body cam
Yeah.
footage, and I think it's only because he's off script, and he's not. He's just doing.
He's
character
kind of
work.
winging it.
Yeah. The self-loathing bit where he starts to castigate himself.
So
and
funny.
that's the fun.
That was the funniest part.
That's the
of
funniest.
Any Liam Neeson bit. Yeah.
But he just, it's that level of authenticity we need the entire time for the comedy to work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because you it's funny too because you're combining jokes. The idea of the shitty food that police officers eat, that he won't slow down, that he's doing it in a moving vehicle, and then that parlaying pulling out your gun and shooting it so you can get into the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
And again, they put too much of it in the trailer, but
yeah,
the part that really makes you laugh is again, it's Liam Neeson being a dramatic actor.
Mm-hmm.
That's all he needs to do to be funny in this context,
Right.
and he doesn't seem to know that.
no, well, the director should have.
I will never watch Marlowe. Okay, I'm talk about emotional attachment. Think how emotionally attached. If I'm emotionally attached to Naked Gun films, imagine how emotionally attached I am to the novels of Raymond Chandler. I do not want to see a fucking septuagenarian Liam Neeson do Philip Marlowe. But I bet he's less arch in that than he is here.
Yeah,
I bet that's a more natural performance. I'll never find that out, but that's my suspicion.
good stuff.
Well, this is the worst scene in the movie coming up for me. This is the movie where I realized I hadn't been laughing for a while.
Which scene?
The conference scene.
The
conference
Project
with the bad
Inferno
guys.
scene? Yeah.
Oh, man. Part of me's like, oh, well, this should have been cut. And then I thought, no, that's letting them off the hook. They should just do it better. I.e. with no jokes, right?
Yeah.
You look at think about the scene with Ricardo Montalban and Robert Goulet where they're addressing the bad guys.
Exactly.
There's no actual jokes in that sequence. There's also that great scene that we talked about with Priscilla Presley and Ricardo Montalban. It's an entirely dramatic scene.
Yeah.
And we do need these scenes. They're the glue that make
they're
that-
what
that makes
hold the
these
movie
movies-
together.
But they shouldn't be. You shouldn't be trying to make them funny. I mean, if you're gonna, you should do better than this.
Yeah.
Because it's the weakest comedy I've ever seen.
And don't over-explain, like, the plot device. P-L-O-T. And go on from there. None of that's necessary.
Right. Yeah.
And what was the deal with that side guy that we don't ever really see again with his... I can't even remember what he's commenting on. What does he keep talking about?
Rabbit people? or
Rabbit
something?
people? They're like regular people, but rabbits.
Imagine wasting real estate like that in the original Naked Gun.
God damn it.
You could get 10 You could get 10 good jokes in there.
Mm-hmm.
But there wouldn't be if it was. These are not comedic characters.
Yeah, right.
Not everyone in these kinds of comedies is a comedic character. Some of them need to be entirely straight, played entirely straight.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, I know we've only done Airplane on Patreon, but I've just saw Kentucky Fried Movie for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a kind of courtroom vignette in there. There's like a kind of mock legal drama in it.
Yeah.
And what's the name of the guy?
I don't think I've seen that movie since the 80s.
You would have loved it. There's a lot of tits. You would have loved it back then and now.
Yeah.
The court stenographer is the gay guy from Airplane. What's his name?
Oh no. He calls
No, I don't.
somebody,
I
was gonna say Leon. Yeah. I was gonna say Leon. Johnny,
but,
right?
But
just Johnny.
Johnny, yeah. And there's a bit where his only bit in the movie is the camera's panning across the courtroom, and he's there as the stenographer, and he's going. And I think he's done the thing
because
where
he does that typing in Airplane too. Yeah.
So I love that. Those are the only people who are allowed to do comic acting in these movies.
Mm-hmm.
And by those people, I mean good
comedians,
comic actors, not gay people.
Yeah.
Although, there's a Venn diagram there, isn't there? And then the other part of this movie leans into A24 horror far too often for my liking. And the first one is this kind of almost kind of Purge-like idea of reverting everyone to animalistic urges. Like, this is the kind of plot of a A24 horror movie.
Yeah, right.
So I was like, are you trying to capitalize on the craze for independent horror?
No, I don't know. I don't think so.
What about the snowman sequence?
That's straight out of Jack Frost.
Right. But why is that here?
No, I don't know. I mean, I'd like to support it in a complete non sequitur comedy.
Has Repossessed taught us nothing about horror parody?
But yeah, it doesn't.
James Woods is Max von Sydow doing fellatio with his tongue. That's what I think of when I think of that movie.
All right, well, let's see. Where am I? After that scene, we have that they go to the club, right? Well, they don't go together, but he sees Pam Anderson at the club.
Right.
He sees the bartender. I want to like this joke more.
Yeah.
About the brother. You shot my brother. That could literally be thousands of people. And the way they whittle it down.
The meat of it's in the trailer as
well.
Yeah. And the way trailers are now, like, you get them on your phones, you get them before you just get them everywhere. And I saw that clip 1,000 times before I even seen the movie. The Hunter, even the Hunter themed club should work.
Mm-hmm.
But again, there's lots of background comedy going on, but they keep the camera moving and cutting like.
Yeah, right.
Like that's a play that's going on while you're filming the movie.
Mm-hmm. That's that's the big misstep. Especially a scene like that. Like, just let us take the comedy in.
Yeah, there's some when we cut to the footage, the footage grab that we see, some really low-hanging comedy fruit there. Slipping on banana peel,
right?
Calling your mother on the phone. I mean, there are 80s improv comedians who would balk at that kind of.
It feels like they were trying to get comedy. That parallel bar Pink Panther scene.
Yes, I thought that too.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just like visually, but that's right. I thought that too, and then immediately I thought, well, they do nothing. Like I forgot that was what it looked like for a moment.
Mm-hmm. Actually, the comedy that happens all before that, I like more, like the squeaky floor bit.
Mm-hmm.
That to me is funnier than all the falling down.
Well, I mean, this is the funniest part of the movie coming up, I think, at all, with
Oh, yeah.
Pamela Anderson's
Her scatting?
scat jazz.
Oh.
But the movie almost ruins it by intercutting it with
Yeah.
like a surrogate version of a fight we've already seen at the beginning.
At the beginning of the
movie.
film, exactly.
And voiceover as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you should treat like this is such a breakout comic moment. You should treat it like the last scene in Napoleon Dynamite or Little Miss Sunshine. It should just be all about this. You shouldn't be cutting away from it for any reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, in terms of the plot, it's the distraction. But it would be kind of better if we just stayed with the distraction.
Yeah.
And there's also a skip ads joke
Yeah.
when he's trying to access the security footage, and I'm like, you're making the same mistake of the topical joke that dates quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But immediately, like I second guess myself because I go, well, couldn't someone come back to me and say, what about the Michael Dukakis photo
Yeah.
in the jazz club? And you could see what I was like, yeah, but like.
But that's part
he
of a
was
broader
nearly
joke about...
He was nearly president, right?
Yeah.
Skip ads might not be a thing in 5 years.
That's a broader
He was-
joke, too, about failure, because you're in the bar drinking when you're sad and lonely. And it's not
But
the
even if
only
you don't-
thing. It's not the only joke within that.
Right. But you can at least, you can consult, I don't know, you can click on history.com and it'll be like, he ran for president in 88. Whereas they'll be like, skip ads will be replaced by, like something Cronenberg-esque that you press on yourself that will skip the ads. like a protruding belly button you have to massage until it's erect. Like in Existence. But technology moves so fast. Why would you have any technology-based joke in your movie if you want it to last? I never understand that. Whereas, Michael Dukakis jokes are always going to be funny.
In the theater, the first time I saw it, Cherry Roosevelt, Fat Bozo chewing spaghetti got a pretty big laugh. A bigger laugh than I wanted it to get.
Me too. And again, it's sort of like, if I saw that in The Simpsons, I'd laugh. I mean, that's Joey, Joe, John.
Yeah, right.
What is it, Joe? That's kind of that. But then that's it. That's what you're saying. The missing.
What is
the
it?
missing,
Jimmy,
Joey, Joe.
Jimmy, John,
That's the
Joey Shabadoo. That's the worst name I ever
worst
heard.
name I ever.
Ah!
No, Jimmy John.
Jimmy John, come back!
I've already answered my own question about why that's funny and this isn't. Never mind. It's that last part again.
Yep.
This doesn't. Whatever. All of these jokes don't have the last part.
last
that
part,
makes it
right.
funnier elsewhere. I want to ask you a question here.
Go ahead.
We're both Bond fans. Me more than you.
Mm-hmm.
You're more of a Daniel Craig Bond person than I am.
Yeah.
Is The Sleeping Husband anything other than a reference to Casino Royale, and why?
Yeah, I don't
Why
know.
would you go back to that of all? It isn't a common thing that like you see powerful women sleeping husbands in stuff. Except in Casino Royale. It's the only time I can think of, where Bond breaks into M's flat and her husband's like sleeping beside her with the mask on, I think.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, well, that's the only reference I can think of that they're... And this is a runner. This becomes a fucking runner.
Yeah. She brings him in sleepwalking at the end of this movie.
There's also better stuff you could get CCH Pounder to do,
Definitely.
quite frankly. She could have had one of the, the Nancy Marchand, you killed 5 actors, good ones. Oh, imagine. See, she would have nailed a line like that. Wouldn't she? And that's why you cast her. Why would you cast her and not have anything to do for her?
Right.
Ugh.
Well, now, what are you going to do?
I guess, like, after that scene, we get sort of we kind of draw we go back to drawing within the lines of the original Naked
Yeah.
Gun. The apartment
The
drop-in
apartment,
is
right.
pretty much it's a modified version of the one with Priscilla Presley
Coming in
the
and
original.
awfully wet.
And there's lots of slightly modified versions of the same joke as well.
Yeah.
But again, like, and Pamela Anderson makes the scene shine
Mm-hmm.
with her line readings, making the jokes work,
Yeah, I agree.
taking the jokes to completions. I mean, I've heard you quote this before. I see LA. You see LA. I see LA every day. I live
Of course, I see LA. I see it every day. Really good.
Really good. And
She had a great reaction shot too in the bar when is it wine that Danny Houston gives her? He's like, yeah, it's from Bill Cosby's estate, and the spit take.
Does a literal spit take. Yeah.
Very funny.
I mean, we glossed over it, but her scatting. I mean, you just have to see it to believe it. It's phenomenal.
So funny.
And it's kind of weird as well, but like
Sassafras chicken and D.
It's kind of funny though, like the audience around me in the theater, I had a feeling it's like, I don't know if you know why this is funny, because the guy next to me just kept turning to his girlfriend and going, "Oh, she's terrible." Like, it's like the joke transcended that about 5 minutes ago. It goes beyond her not being good at this to her trying to sustain this.
Yeah. That's so funny.
It's like none of us are still laughing at her not being good at this anymore. That was like 3 jokes ago.
Oh, that's great.
It reminds like those kind of reactions. They remind me. Oh God, what's the name of that movie? Is it The Candidates? Not the good one.
Okay, I was gonna say.
What's the name of that movie with Zach Galifianakis and I want to say Will
The
Ferrell?
Campaign.
The Campaign, yeah. And I saw people literally wet themselves laughing at the scene where he's like, everyone's kind of randomly, everyone thinks they've been found out about something, and they all start randomly confessing things that they've done.
Oh.
And it's just a bunch of improvised like shit, like none of it funny. All of it sort of like it's funny because it's about nuns, or it's about like we're talking about teachers' vaginas or something like that.
There's only one joke from that movie that I remember, but it still makes me laugh when he ducks the punch and Will Ferrell punches a baby.
I don't remember that at all. But I remember looking, it's that kind of moment, like looking around. Remember when Homer takes the crayon out of his brain and suddenly becomes smart, and then everything, like he's going to Julia Roberts movies. It's like, well, she's clearly going to marry Richard Gere. What are you all? Why don't you? It's like I was looking around, going, what am I missing?
Yeah.
And people's reactions to certain stuff in this movie made me kind of think the same. It's like, I can't get on the same page as your laughter.
Yeah, right.
I wish I could. Seems like a nice place to be, but I ain't gonna get there, unfortunately. I'm gonna go home and watch every Naked Gun.
So it's like
every Naked Gun.
It's like taking a bath.
It was literally it's like taking a bath in good comedy.
Yeah.
I took a comedy bath.
All right, why don't we take another break and then we'll come back.
Then we'll talk about jokes that weren't even funny when they did them in Austin Powers movies.
If you like podcasts like I do, boy, do I have a treat for you. You need to
stay on target
and check out the Sounds in Cinema podcast. Listen as your host, sound designer and music creator Tony Parham, and co-host, musical performer and sound lover Derek Hansen, D-Rock if you're nasty, and I am, discuss all things sound related to film, television, stage, and theatrical productions. They discuss environmental sounds, bioacoustics, dialogue, the nature of communication through sound, but as an added bonus, they drink beer and try to
stay on target.
Find them wherever you get your podcasts and listen to the pure mania of a man who can charitably be described as Doug, the dog from Up, and another man with a soothing and sultry voice trying to get that man to
stay on target.
That's the Sounds in Cinema podcast. Tune in and listen to the sounds they are creating just for you. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Tom and I are here discussing The Naked Gun.
Let's face it, we're correcting the jokes of the latest Naked Gun movie. Is the majority
One
of what
by
we've been
one.
doing with... Yes. We're fixing everyone's jokes.
You know, it's funny because you said this on the way out, because I was thinking they did some form of these infrared jokes in somewhere in the original movies. But am I just remembering the Austin Powers movies?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think there's any silhouette comedy.
Yeah.
Well, there is in Naked Gun 33 and a third.
Uh-huh.
The Crying Game penis reveal
Oh, yeah.
of Anna Nicole Smith.
And it's not...
But I try to forget that part of that
It's-
particular movie.
It's not silhouette, but there's the the concrete dildo. Sexual assault with a concrete dildo.
Oh, this is really funny actually because I was talking. I mentioned Kentucky Fried Movie.
Yeah.
Listening to the audio commentary, John Landis says to Zuckers and Abrams, he says, "So dildos. That's a big part of your comedy." And one of them goes, "Our comedy? You directed this movie." But he's right though. Like, there's a dildo in every fucking Zucker movie in some form or another. Because in the sex shop in Naked Gun 2.5,
That thing with
George
the motor?
Kennedy does, oh, it goes up in his hand. No dildos here, just bestiality.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, because I think when we talked about I forget that we did the Austin Powers movies.
Mm-hmm.
When we'd done so many movies, the
5 years worth.
When the Austin Powers sequels, it's kind of like it was their stake to gross out comedy, gross out silhouette comedy, and I think this movie wants to take it.
I was kind of surprised
further.
how explicit this was.
Yeah, take it even further.
Yeah.
And I mean, I suppose it's good to have the reactions of the guy watching. Like, that makes it better.
The
But,
hardened criminal murderer is put off by
Yeah.
this.
but it's also, it gets very tedious very quickly.
It's long, is what it is, more than anything else. It's very long.
Yeah, I kind of only needed the first one with the oven cleaner. Although that was I'd already seen that in the trailer as well.
Yeah.
Are you obviously you're at a disadvantage having seen the trailer first, but do you need to see more than the trailer?
Do you mean not watch
In
the
total.
movie into at all because we've seen enough?
Is the ratio of jokes about what it is in the trailer as it is in the movie?
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
Well, we kind of already talked about it, but after that we have this weekend getaway with the
Jack
Frost Snowman.
Jack Frost.
Do we even need to say more? Other than
Yeah,
this is weird?
I need to say a lot more. Why is this scene in the movie?
You already
Being
said
the
that.
first part of that. Why? Because they're trying to be a horror movie?
I don't know.
No, so I think in a movie of misjudged turns, this is the most misjudged of them all. Like turning into supernatural surrealism and bringing a snowman to life, Evil Dead style.
Like it's Spellbook.
Yeah, but the bones of, like, you know, the music montage, which, you know, we've got one in Naked Gun as well. I was about to say 2, but not 2 as well. And I was just like, the note I wrote is it's like where the fantastical comedic language of Seth MacFarlane really comes into view. And in the words of the Japanese TV executive in Seinfeld, you must go now. Bit confused. Is this customary in your culture? You've forgotten what it's like to live without oranges.
You know, the movie
Yeah.
would be fine being 85 minutes.
Well, it's just, you know, again, I don't understand the reference point because this seems to me to be a horror parody.
Right. And it's, you know, it's not it's the opposite.
People love this part of the movie, not just in the audience I'm on, but I've heard people online
Really?
talking about how surprising it was, and just you didn't know where it was gonna go, and it's like that's also a stick you can beat it with too. I'm surprised when I saw the elephants in my production of Hamlet I went to see. Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, the Jack Frost is the reference point, too.
But it's not the Michael Keaton Jack Frost. It's the lesser-known Jack Frost horror films.
Yes. If at all, I mean, it's also Ted, isn't it?
I guess, yeah. You're right. I mean, I guess that's the connection. It's Ted comedy.
It's Ted comedy.
Ted adjacent comedy.
Ted adjacent comedy, yeah. But actually, the following scene is one I really liked, and even though I saw it in almost all of it in the trailer, I laughed at it both times I saw it, which is the
journalist.
Well, yeah, the idea of Drebin going into the apartment,
Yeah.
And this is something.
But right before that,
parodying.
though, I also like that he runs over another bicyclist, or not another bicyclist, but the same bicyclist that he ran over at the beginning of the movie.
All right.
Because as he goes over the car, the bicyclist, you hear, "Oh, not again."
That's
That
good.
made me laugh.
Yeah. Mr. Webley, it happened again.
But you're right about this.
Well, because this whole idea of how whenever anyone is framed in a TV show or a movie, they make it really easy on the person framing them to do it. So this idea of you pick everything up and you confess into a tape recorder. I mean, it reminded me a lot of the scene from The Fugitive.
Yes, right.
Where Richard Kimball goes home and he's literally putting his fingers on everything that's a murder weapon, and that serves a purpose in that movie because, of course, it is a perfect movie.
Goes without saying.
Because you're it's you don't need to explain why anyone would think he was innocent.
Yeah.
It's you go, oh, I would look at this and go, he's guilty. I've never, it's beyond OJ levels of guilty, this guy.
Right.
But it is kind of ridiculous how affected that is. And so I liked the kind of play with that. And I think that was a good target to pick, and it was a well executed joke on it.
Yeah, I agree.
I thought. And then actually I semi-like the pane of glass joke. With where he's driving, the car goes out of control.
Yeah, the getaway car.
And then he loses the windscreen, and then
That got a chuckle out of me.
Yeah, and then the pane of glass fits perfectly into
the car, back into the car.
Into the car windscreen. The problem is, again, thinking of the equivalent I've seen in The Simpsons, and it's 50% cleaner.
Oh.
You remember the one where there's two guys carrying pane of glass across the road, and there's a car.
Oh, that's
going
right.
on. One car misses them one way, the other car misses them the other way, and then they go, phew, take it to the road and then put it immediately in a dumpster.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's 1, 2, 3 punch.
Yeah.
And this needed to be that, but of the jokes in this movie, that's one that I didn't necessarily mind. I probably would have laughed at the Spirit Halloween joke if I hadn't seen it 1,000 times in the trailer.
Yeah, I would have too.
What is that problem?
And Clippy helping on the computer.
You like Clippy?
I thought it was all right. Yeah.
The joke doesn't make sense. It would if it was his. Well, I don't know. I mean, he still uses TiVo.
I know. That joke isn't. I gave that joke more credit than
the movie. The movie doesn't know that TiVo is not a thing anymore.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that's abundantly clear.
But I guess I have this personal relationship with TiVo because I remember.
Tell me more.
Well, I was so excited when TiVo came out. I just thought, oh man, I'm getting a TiVo.
Oh yeah, it's the superior. I mean, it's the first and best of those DVR devices.
Yeah, but yes and no, because when it first came out, this thing's like $400 fucking dollars. And then I come to discover that I can only record one channel at a time on the first version. And I thought, My fucking VCR from 1982 could record 2 different shows at once. This is bullshit. So I was super pissed.
2 different shows at once?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Not at once.
No, wait, I have it wrong. You could...
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, we can't even do that now.
No, what it was I could record one thing but watch another. That's what I mean.
Yes. Of
And I
course,
couldn't
yeah.
do that with TiVo.
You know the great thing about that is, to me, that is still black magic. Like, I couldn't, there's not a scientific explanation that makes sense to me to how that works.
But I couldn't on the TiVo. Whatever I was recording, I had to watch. And that was super frustrating. But as the technology got better, you could, of course, record more things at once and watch other things. But what I loved more than anything was we'd be at somebody's house watching an episode of something, and if you had the remote, if you were in control of the TiVo remote, and more than a second and a half passed, when the commercial came on, somebody would be like, "Hey, get your fucking shit together, badoop, 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 let's go." So all of that brought back fond memories.
It's very strange in a movie that is trying to make itself technologically relevant that they...
I mean, I guess it makes sense that he's not technology relevant.
That's not the joke, though.
But well...
I think they think people still all have TiVos.
I
It's
think
kind of
they think that just he does.
No one talks... Really?
I
didn't
think
get that
so.
at all. I didn't get that at all.
What's he have? Like, so you can understand my Buffy references?
No one else is using streaming services.
Yeah, right.
I was just like, I think this movie's even dated for what it's trying to be. So that was such a, I mean, such a badly done joke anyway. Like it
is, yeah. It's
the whole
it's
thing just
awkward and
peters out.
stilted, and it just peters out totally.
It takes a nosedive halfway through, and it's like, what's going to happen now? Is everyone going to slit their throats in shame? I mean, how less funny can this get? Everyone just commits harry-carry, like, ah! Apologies for a joke not succeeding. Ah! And then, the part of the part of the movie, this and the scatting are the highlights of the movie for me. The hospital room scene coming up. This was, I think they found the niche in the parody market.
Well, because this is straight out of
Fallout.
Yeah.
The beginning of Fallout. So it's already in the zone for contemporary media parody. 7 years since Fallout.
Didn't we?
Which is exactly the amount of time that the Untouchables was made in relation to 33 and a Third.
That's funny.
It's in the zone. Yeah. Totally. And it's worth, it's one of those things that, that it reminded me of...
What else did we watch where Brendan Gleeson got cast?
Mission Impossible 2.
It's that one? Okay.
It happens in Fallout.
That was still a Mission Impossible then. Okay.
They're basing this on Fallout. It does happen in the first Mission Impossible, and it also happens in Mission Impossible 2.
That's right.
But this is the
one there.
Yeah, this is the Uber
This is the
version
reference.
of it. The reference point. It reminded me of the Usual Suspects sketch from Key and Peele.
Do I remember that?
Precise media parody. Yeah, so it's like Kevin Spacey, like he's trying
verbal
to he's verbal kin. He's being interrogated by the sort of Dan Hedaya like cop. And he's getting all the information from everything that's on the wall. But all he has is one of those pictures of a cat on a branch going, hang on in there, baby. Yeah. I worked with a man called Cat Branchman. And this was the same. Like, I've never thought about how absurd this moment from Fallout is.
Sure.
Until they play it out to its logical comedic extreme in the way that they do here. It's like the opening of walls 3 times in a row for 3 different purposes is such a clever joke.
And one of them being digital. That was funny.
And one of them.
Fuck.
Did you get that? You get all that? And that's it. That's a great example of how to spoof.
Yep.
They just take they take it just a little bit beyond what it originally is to point out how absurd the original thing they're spoofing is.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like that. I thought that was when I left the movie, I was like, that's the scene that is this.
Well, and
movie's
also,
great achievement.
I don't think they showed us that in any previews, did they?
No.
So it was the one thing that they left under wraps for this fucking
Yeah.
movie.
And again, it's like back to the spirit of pastiche. I think we've talked a lot about, and Police Squad and Airplane. They're all trying to be some way kind of shot for shot recreations,
Yeah.
and this gets the closest to a shot for shot
Remake, yeah, or parody.
parody remake of a known movie, a known recent movie.
Right.
Interestingly, when we go to LA and see the PonziScheme.com arena sign, coincidentally that was the same day I learned that the Staples Center is now called Crypto.com Arena. So that really spoke to me. I was like, well, that's a 1-to-1.
That's good.
I mean, that's say no more about that.
Excellent.
Do you know any of the I ask you this for every Zucker movie we do. Do you know any of these sports commentators?
Nope, I didn't know these people.
Are they real?
I don't know. I feel like
The
I
guy
would
with the
have known
British-
them. But the
The guy with the British accent must be. I mean, they wouldn't just have a random guy with a British accent.
I thought
if he
you would
wasn't.
know better because I thought maybe they were soccer people.
No.
And that's why I didn't recognize them.
But it's wrestling, isn't it?
Yeah.
One of them looks like a former wrestler. Or cage fight.
What about the one that thinks
Which
his
is
wife
totally
is
different
cheating on
from
him
wrestling.
or whatever?
Yeah, that's the guy I assumed was real, and I thought it was also quite a funny bit.
Yeah.
I mean, again, the joke peters out, but I do like the initial. My wife, when I left today, my wife was wearing makeup. What do you think that's about?
Yeah.
I mean, that feels like it could have been in the, it could have graced the originals.
Yeah.
And sports space again.
They're hitting some of the same territory of
Same beats.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sports. They've been kind of like going back and forth to the beats of the original. And here they've got the sports-based...
final scene.
Except it's not the final scene.
You're right. Yeah, that's true.
So they even messed that up. It's like the penultimate scene.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe not even that.
Because part of it, too, reminded
I don't.
me of...
I don't understand film endings anymore.
I know.
I realize this watching 4 in a row from 2025. I was like, oh, I don't know how films are supposed to end anymore.
Well, yeah, we're not there yet, but all the CEOs leaving on the motorcycles reminded me very much of the middle of Die Hard 2. Leaving on the snowmobiles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, another Clint Eastwood movie, Magnum Force.
Yeah.
Oh, and then John Huston. Danny Houston's one funny moment in the movie is with, I think, the fake scar.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah.
And it's interesting that...
But it's also a bit that's been done, like the mole that's moving around on Richard Lewis's face in Robin Hood Men in Tights, I think.
Wish I hadn't said that.
Sorry.
It's okay. But for all that...
I like the vanity of it, though.
Well, all that pointless scripted comedy, and the only laugh he gets is with an entirely visual gag.
Yeah, right.
And so all of that is for naught.
I
if this is
kind
the
of-
only laugh.
I don't know why it struck me as funny, but this viewing, it struck me as funny when Liam Neeson hits him. He goes, "You hit me in the belly." That got a laugh out of me for
The
some
line
reason.
read is funny, but I think it's the wrong choice.
To do it at all, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's implied that he's a coward.
Yeah, that's true.
They never had to do that with Ricardo Montalban.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was playing it. He was playing that already. Anyway.
Yeah.
And also, they have they're a stock villain, they have a role to play. So if they stop being the stock villain,
Yeah, right.
they're completely, they're surplus to
They're
requirements.
useless.
Yeah. Paul Walter Hauser's comedy in this scene is pitiful. A bunch of guys want free beer.
Want beer?
That's the joke. To quote Radio Wolfcastle.
It's up there with fucking what's his name? Jeb Bush. Please applaud.
Please clap. Yeah. Oh man, Jeb. Oh no, it gets worse as well. The pointless Priscilla Presley cameo.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have a lot of questions about this.
Go on.
The main one. Well, I mean, it's so brief. I think either there's more, or there should be more. Because are we supposed to think that's his mother seeing his penis?
That's what I thought.
But then why would she be shocked? If someone knows someone's penis, it's a mother.
I suppose.
She's seen his penis 1,000 times.
Yeah,
in
but
her
you
life.
don't see it on TV.
But it's not even clear that it's supposed to be his mother.
No, that's true.
And she literally goes, she opens her mouth, and then they cut away.
And it's done.
I have a horrible feeling like all her surgery just broke. That was the best they could
Get?
the best they could salvage. Like she opened her mouth too wide and suddenly like her cheeks fell out or something.
She's like, guys, that was the last one. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean I don't want to speak ill of American royalty, but
Yeah.
she had a lot of work done. Yeah, so it's like if you're gonna do, I mean even it could be like because she can't see his face.
Mhm.
Like you could have his penis, and she's like Frank, something like that. Like that
Yeah.
would be, the idea of like you recognize him because you've seen his penis 1,000 times because you're his mother.
Right, yeah.
Literally, your penis was inside me for 9 months. It's a part of me.
Instead, they have hockey guy or soccer guy or whatever.
He's not a soccer guy. Please don't keep saying that.
Possible soccer guy starts talking about his magnificent rod.
Yeah. It's weird.
It's weird comedy. There's so much misjudged comedy at the end of this movie. The gun clip jokes.
Weird. So it's interesting. I saw a Facebook reel this morning of it was Bill Hader talking about the original Naked Gun, and he was talking about the baseball game.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I've never seen a crowd in a movie theater go as wild for a scene.
Mm-hmm.
And, he's kind of listing the highlights of it. He does the national anthem, and then he's getting all psyched saying strike.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, the movie's really flying at that point. And look where we are in this movie. We've already, we've petered out long ago,
Yeah.
and this is just the dregs of the movie. It's like you should be hitting strong with your sports-based comedy sequence.
Right. Instead,
There isn't even any sports-based comedy. There's no cage fighting jokes, is there?
No, it's just descending on balls. Followed by riding an owl.
Okay, well, the owl. Yeah, I guess we're close. We're close to there. Doesn't he make a speech which is something to the effect of what Harrison Ford doesn't say in Dial of Destiny about old men are the best? Is that at the end of the movie, or doesn't he say something about aging masculinity here?
No, I don't remember any of that.
The other problem with this whole idea of him being like a sort of relic, like he's a man out of his time, is we just met this guy. That sort of stuff only works when you spent a lot of time with a character over several years. It's something like, at the end of a 13-year run of NYPD Blue you can do with Sipowicz because you've been with him the whole time.
Oh, I don't know. I think you could.
I know he's old, but
Yeah,
he's new to us,
true.
as they used to say about reruns.
Well, if the rest of the movie wasn't so ineptly, it's not even that it's ineptitude because they're not commenting on that portion of his personality very much in this movie.
they start to in these latter parts.
Yeah, but not I'm talking beginning till now.
Yeah, I think it was
It's not even as though, CCH Pounder isn't saying you're close to mandatory retirement. It's time for you to start thinking about the next guy that's going to have your job or any of that kind of.
That's it, because it's not a through. It needs to be a through line.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny because it's funnier in the Naked Gun movies when they gloss over the fact that he's way too old to be a police detective. Like, even when he retires in 33 and a third, it's not an age issue. It's like,
Yeah, right.
It's because Jane wants to go to work.
Yeah.
And he has to look after the home. And all the sexist jokes therein. It's also, it's interesting, like, you kind of dress up the storyline with modern technology, but it's essentially still the Hypno Assassin
Yeah, right.
from the original.
From the first movie.
The remote controlled assassin, because he's able to flick a switch and then they'll attack at his behest.
Mm-hmm.
To the sounds of Fergalicious.
And you can reverse it to the sounds of Enya.
Oh, that's right. Fergalicious and Enya. Who is this movie for? There's not like a generation that, and maybe it goes back to the Karate Kid Legends, where I'm like, is modern pop culture just so retro infused now that there's no like modern center to it?
Mm-hmm.
Like you could have a song from the 70s, a song from 2024, and they all intermingle, and there's no fulcrum anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But here, I think young kids seeing this movie would just laugh at how like old manish it is in its references. I think no.
I'll have to call Matthew Aldrich and give him an assignment. Let your kids watch this movie.
Oh, okay. I was going to be like, don't ask him. He's another old man. But I get where you're going to. And my kid's too young. I can't ask an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
Do you get these jokes about bestiality?
And Enya?
Actually, my son probably will. My son's developed this. Well, not alarming to me, but it would be for most parents.
Mm-hmm.
He loves country music. And he loves bad country music.
That's fantastic.
Like the country music that's like sitting on the porch thinking about beer and Jesus, that kind of music. So it's like I made him a playlist on Spotify of all this country music he likes, and it's just right wing reactionary fucking song after right wing reactionary song. I'm like, oh my god. It's like, well, George Strait got right wing in his old age, didn't he?
Well, like I was saying, there's just nothing working here at the end of this movie. The kicking the gun clip jokes are just awful. Like, so hard to sit through.
Well, I've forgotten. What are you talking about?
Well, he feels like he can't shoot anybody because there's innocent people that are going rabid. So instead he keeps dropping the clip out of his gun, kicking it into their face, and then putting it ricochet back into his gun.
Again, that's just a slightly modified version of the original fight sequence.
Mm-hmm.
It's all the same joke dressed up as different jokes.
Gotta
And
be able
only
to
the
do
Zuckers-
something else with this.
And only the Zuckers can get away with doing that.
Yeah, right.
As we've learned, they can recycle their own jokes
And have it
fine.
work.
And have it work, yeah, because they come up with a variation that works. Yeah, you're right. I've totally forgotten about that, but you're absolutely right. I think it all just blended together, like, you know, it was all an extension of the powder cake thing that they do in
Yeah,
the
right.
opening scene. Well, you mentioned it, Leslie Nielsen as an owl.
Riding an owl.
Well, I mean, Leslie Nielsen is the owl.
Oh, Leslie. Sorry. You said Leslie, but I was thinking Liam Neeson.
Neeson. Has anyone commented on how their initials are the same?
Yeah,
Is that why he was cast?
maybe.
It's just easy. You can still write LN
He's
if you want
an
to.
LN, so I think he's a shoo-in.
Well, I mean, it's their way. It's the kind of the owl is their way to get around not having to do Digital Corpse, Leslie Nielsen.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, if there's a movie where
Yeah,
that
right.
would work, and you could even comment on the technique,
Mm-hmm.
you know, straight, you know, with Dial of Destiny and how badly that looked.
Was judged.
It would be amazing if it was just like a fucking cartoon face. Like, if it was like Leslie Nielsen, and it was de-aged Leslie Nielsen, but it was just like, you know, in Seinfeld when the guy photoshops a cartoon of George back into the
Right.
back into the picture.
It could be Leslie Nielsen at the end of his scene in Creepshow,
And just constantly glitching.
where he's like his neck. He's only from the neck above, and he's drowning.
Yeah.
He's like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa."
Yeah. So it's like, I get the idea of like, and also it underlines the fact the Zuckers weren't on board for this. I didn't
Yeah.
It's weird. Like I assumed you wouldn't make this movie
Without
if the
them.
Zuckers didn't want you to make it, but it's got nothing to do with them. It's all Paramount.
Yeah.
All but they were like, no, we really didn't want this to happen, and so you know. You've got the photos of Leslie Nielsen and George Kennedy and O.J. Simpson, but I think it would be a step too far to have his image.
Yeah, right.
So this is their way of getting around it, but it's like something equally asimine that they've come up with.
Yeah.
Like, well, then just do digital de-aging if this is what you're going to replace it with. or flip that on its head. Opening 25 minutes of Dial of Destiny, but it's just an owl in a hat. Now that's a better movie. It would even make sense, like, you can fly up to the top of the train.
Oh my goodness. All right, what's left? I mean,
Dave Bautista's cameo,
that's true. Yeah.
which is like the Wayne's World 2 Charlton Heston bit without artistry, humor, or craft. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
No, not in this case. I know I'm usually pretty extreme about these things, but in this case, I'm dead
Completely
on.
justified.
Yeah. Yeah, so I know what you mean. I laughed when Houston.
It's a good performance of the bit, but I agree with what you said that
The dramatic bedrock of the movie is
Yeah.
is the antagonism between these two people. So if it's redundant, then you don't have a movie anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually wrote momentarily funny.
it's momentarily
But
funny, and it
then I-
could be
then I
made
realized
funnier if you had the sense, because he's always talking about men and blah blah blah. If you had the sense that internally he wasn't a coward, that he really was like master fighter guy, and then he just turned out to be a joke, that's funnier than knowing all along that he can't really handle himself.
You know where it did really work? Death Proof.
Oh,
You know when Kurt Russell, when
yeah.
when they turn on him and he's like, "I'm so sorry, I just wanted to have some fun." I really love that moment. I like that movie more than most people do, I think.
I haven't seen it since I saw it in the theater.
I do. I think I've watched Grindhouse through once. I'd love to see Grindhouse in the theater.
Oh, you didn't see it in the theater?
The full thing?
Yeah.
No, I mean there was no opportunity.
I
to do
mean,
so.
just
I lived in Britain at the time, so by the time it got round to where I was living, it had already been broken up into two movies. But I've like watched it on TV as both movies plus all the great trailers in between, which are the best part anyway.
Yeah. And you haven't seen The Bloody Affair yet. The whole Bloody
Next week.
Affair. Next week?
Next week, I'm going to see it in 70mm.
That's cool.
That is very cool. And I'm seeing Never Say Never Again the night before, which is equally cool to me.
All right. Well, they do toggle to calm down, and you get your Enya song.
And this is where we get I like the line about, old men. The basically the moral of the story is old men are great, and they everything should be left in their hands. I'm paraphrasing, but it's along those lines. So I'm like, yeah, I mean, this is it's like the one of the few moments in the movie where I was like, this is definitely speaking to our time, right? This is, I mean, he's Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Saying, I could have, if I'd have stayed in the race, I could have beaten Donald Trump. I mean, it's the same. Sadly, I think he might have been correct, but
It's possible.
This world is fucked up enough for it to go down to two old men fighting.
Yeah.
On a bridge. So I was like, oh, and that was when I realized, like, compared to the Naked Gun movies, this really doesn't speak to the time in which we live.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I never thought of the Naked Gun movies as being particularly contemporarily relevant.
Right.
But when you sort of see a movie that's made almost in spite of the culture around it for the most part, I actually go, oh no, I mean, like, that's a 1988 film.
Mm-hmm.
It's commenting on the presidential race, and then 2.5 with all the George Bush
Right.
and the climate science stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And 33
Feels
and a Third
ahead of
obviously
its
has-
time.
And 33 and a Third has, of course, the LA riots, for better or worse.
Worse.
For worse, but this was the only moment where I was like, oh, this movie has something to say about the culture at large.
Yeah.
And the rest of it is kind of hodgepodge. The last 30 years of police procedurals plus the previous 30 years of police procedurals, all kind of mixed up in a movie.
Just
that doesn't-
jumbled in a bag, spilled out.
Yeah, right. That's how I felt about
Yeah.
it. And I wish it had taken more of a position on what it meant to the culture around it. Which sounds a weird thing to say when it's like, the Naked Gun movies.
Yeah.
They should be social commentaries. Like, no, but they should have an element
They
of
could
it
have
that you're-
a portion of that, and
it shouldn't get in your way of watching the movie, but if you stand back from it, you should go, well, it's commenting on a lot of stuff that's going on.
yeah. All right. Well, then we get our internal affairs resort and spa with the freeze frame jokes.
Yeah, which isn't even a Naked Gun thing, it's a Police Squad thing. I don't know if they even know that. Yeah, I mean, it's the full
My note was
it works
I don't think
too hard at it.
it works hard at it. My note also was I don't think I was prepared or needed to see Liam Neeson's legs.
What's wrong with them?
I don't know. It made him look older, even older to me.
Well, he's wilting from the feet upwards, I guess.
Maybe.
But I just, like, they wanted to make it into, like, the Twilight Zone episode of World of Difference, where they're kind of acknowledging the camera and realizing they're in a movie.
Well, I mean, they're doing the kind of a direct bit Files of Police Squad with the pouring of the coffee and the freeze frame and, like, trying to do something like that.
Oh, I know what they're going
But,
for.
yeah.
But if you look, there's this thing, like, and as, again, not only did I rewatch all of that, including Police Squad, but I frequently rewatch on YouTube just the ends of all the Police Squad episodes. And each of the, like, there's no, like, realization of self-consciousness in those.
Yeah, right.
And that's why that's why they're funny.
Yeah.
Like, even the people who are, like, moving while the stuff is going on are trying to play along, and that's what makes it funny. Like, when OG Norberg comes in the middle of the scene, and then he keeps trying to find a pose that he's opening the paper, holding a cup. So it's like the metatextuality is kind of baked in.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a weird choice. It's so weird. Like, when I was in the movie theater, a little bit like when I knew Johnny Lawrence was going to appear in Karate Kid Legends. I was like, they're going to do the freeze frame. I just knew, like, before the end of the movie, I was like, before this scene happened, I was like, I bet they're going to do the freeze frame.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't even commit, like, having gone to a full-on Police Squad reference, they don't even commit to that.
No, they muck it up.
Clip show of the... Well, first he punches the screen. I don't even know if this was shown in 3D, but...
Right, the only moment built for 3D.
It's interesting as well. This movie is also addressing itself to a cinema-going audience in a way that we don't think movies are anymore.
Yeah.
And so I guess they're also going for Ferris Bueller, which I bet is a movie the makers of this movie love. It's a great movie, but,
Yeah.
you don't have to be a movie fan to have seen Ferris Bueller.
Well, it doesn't
Insane.
work. Why don't you give us a credit check?
Well, it's another way in this movie is like totally out of its time, right? Ending with a 3D moment
Sure.
after 3D has become
Obsolete.
relevant to anyone, yeah. For the 8th time.
Yeah.
The clip show of the original title sequence. It's like they just don't know what to do with the original property.
Mm-hmm.
What place it has in their movie. Oh, this fucking song that Liam Neeson sings. And again, I think it breaks the rules of this franchise to do that. Like, all that should be is a funkified version of the Naked Gun theme through these credits. Especially if you're going to keep the joke credits like they do.
Yeah, but they feel so like they're few and far between,
Some
aren't
okay
they?
ones. That's the way they are in the original too.
Are they? I felt like they
Yeah.
were more present.
No, Aunt Millie's, IKEA, Aisle 12, on-set dressing, iChart.
Child labor coordinator got a joke at that, got a laugh out of me.
There's some good ones, but having to listen to, Liam Neeson's singing voice is worse than Lee Marvin and Clint Eastwood combined.
Paint your wagon.
Oh yeah, they're both in Fine Way. I was just thinking of two voices that I would want to hear for a long period. But you've seen Gran Torino, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we talked about this before. Because there's a song Gran Torino as well, and Clint Eastwood sings it with piano over the credits, and then it sounds like he's about to die halfway through, and then literally at the moment you're like, this is painful, like he's gonna die singing this song. It fades out, and then a younger jazz singer doing it comes in.
So
Not Jamie Bell.
There's a bright life given to the song.
Yeah, it's so funny, and I was like, that's the only way that they could redeem it comedically here if it was suddenly replaced by an actual singer singing it. I think they think that's keying into modern comedy, because, the way every comedy movie that Jack Black's in now, he sings a song in.
Yeah.
And also Adam Sandler as well is another one. He does that a lot. So I think they're doing that, but it's diluting what you already have.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's all the stuff of him in a recording studio.
Looking at stuff around the room.
Hey, what does this do?
Yeah.
Bang, bang.
Well, I like that.
Oh my God. It's just painful having to listen to his voice. after hearing it so long in this movie. Oh, and then we get our post-credits cameo, which would have been funnier if we hadn't seen him in the movie.
Yeah, right.
Actually, I don't think it would be. I think it would be still unfunny. But I'd be like, oh, they did, because it's known about this series that each film has a Al Yankovic cameo, either playing himself or, in some cases, an actual criminal, which I think is fucking great. They shut the door on him. He's holding everyone hostage. I mean, it's partly because the joke is related to that terrible conference scene in which we first
Yeah, that's
saw
true.
it. It's like
He's like, chicken guy?
it's a shitty hat on a shitty hat. Oh, it's chicken, not rabbit.
Is it chicken?
I think you're right. I don't. If I'm being perfectly honest, I don't remember the joke, and I'm never going to see this movie again. So,
So, mystery not solved. Happy to not solve.
mystery solved like a 1960s art movie, in that it is not solved. Yeah.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Very good. Yeah, I'm glad to be done with that.
Yeah.
I was right. As we talked about it, I'm disliking it even more.
Yeah. I mean, go back to previous discussions we've had, and some of the movies we disagree on.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of reminds me of those movies that everyone is really excited about and thinks are great, and you see them and you just go, it's exactly as bad as I thought it would be. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And when we talked about Bill and Ted Face the Music,
Yeah.
and it's like, if a movie hits people at the right time, it doesn't have to be good. You can literally mass hallucinations can happen.
Yeah.
And if you extract it from that moment, it reveals itself as redundant. So there we go.
Funny you brought up Bill and Ted Face the Music, because I watched Galaxy Quest the other day, and I believe the director directed both those movies. And I think Face the Music is the last movie he directed.
Oh, wow. What, who directed this?
No, who directed Galaxy Quest.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we commented on that at the time.
Yeah.
So saying, how can you nail a
One
movie
thing
like
so well.
and just show none of it? I mean, I guess John Landis, but
Well, I could say the same for this movie. He's directed movies I like.
Wes Craven, John Carpenter.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is it's just again like a group, like enough people can think the same thing about a movie at a time it's released for reasons other than the movie itself. And I think that's what happened again here. And
We had that sticky moment where we started talking about The Dark Knight Rises, and as we started talking about it, I kind of just said, I think maybe this isn't a good movie. You were like,
Turns out we're both wrong. It's a really underrated film in Nolan's canon.
He said that himself.
Oh yeah, I've talked about that on the podcast before as well.
Recently, I think.
Yeah, he's like, people should, this is a movie I think people didn't give me enough credit for. I'm like,
what?
Don't expect it.
You know what my problem is? I'm not given enough credit.
Yeah, that's exactly your problem. Not that you can't tell a story in chronological order or anything like that. That's not part of the problem at all.
What are you doing in that box of yours? You're banging on your computer. Like you look like Johnny trying to fucking find something on that thing. What are you looking for?
What do you think I'm doing?
Your fucking line?
Yeah! Trying to find another good joke in this movie.
You didn't pre-plan?
I just assumed that somewhere in my notes there'd be a second good joke, and it wasn't there. Literally, that's what happened.
All right, let's see where we go. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to have to tell us what you think of this movie. I think it's our least favorite of the four. So,
And of the Naked Gun movies.
yeah, definitely. It's at the bottom of the list.
And Naked Gun movies are my least favorite of the Police Squad portfolio.
That says a lot.
It's the bottom of the bottom of the bottom. That's three different kinds of
That's
bottoming
three
out.
different bottoms.
I had that problem once.
Tom likes the bottoms.
Say something cool. I fell on my bottom.
Dig up, stupid.
Exactly.
All right, if you're going to tell us what you think of these movies, you got to find us on Facebook, find us on Instagram, find us on Threads, I guess.
I bet the people on Threads love this movie.
Threads, this is a Threads type person movie.
It's a Threads original movie. You know, I realized the other day, such a thing exists as a to-be original movie.
Say it ain't so, Joe.
What a time to be alive. How far down the food chain you need to be to watch a to-be original movie?
Seriously. How much money do you get to make a to-be original movie?
I don't know. I mean,
Here's $14.50. Make it last.
I mean, I'm thinking of the because Tubi automatically starts playing the trailer for it when you turn it on,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, so what did I see in the trailer? I'm like, yeah, it could have conceivably all be filmed at a football game, like just around, just during a football game, someone with a camera. None of that needs to be a separate set. So anyway.
Or send an email to everythingsequel@gmail.com. I might have stopped short. X. Blue Sky.
Blue Sky. We didn't mention Blue Sky last time, I don't think either.
I think I did. I think I just said
You did?
skies.
Oh, okay. Well, again, the bots are taking over there.
Heard.
It's pretty bot heavy over there now.
All right. It's the cliff we're driving off, everyone. Let's see what Tom has up his sleeve. For Tom Stewart of Lonesome Whistle Productions, Michael Schatz here. I'm from the How Dare You Awards. When you hear us next, we'll be talking about something, I don't know.
We have an idea.
Do we? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Tom has an idea.
But we will be silent on it for now.
All right, settle down.
That was meant as a code word for you, but I think the listeners have a better chance of decoding that given your reaction.
Yeah, I'm clueless.
Well, if I make it any more obvious, then the audience is going to know.
You don't have to make it obvious. You could tell me off air.
That's true. You do have the power of editing.
Yeah.
That's why I sound like such a moron in these episodes, because you're in control of the sound editing. I'm actually great friends with J.J. Abrams.
We have coffee every week.
We do.
Say goodbye to everybody, Tom.
Sassafras chicken and D. Make it extra lumpy, boys. Even though you said it, I had to go with that because I'm not, Although I guess I could have done a Liam Neeson quotable, but said it properly. But also I want to have a voice tomorrow, so Pamela Anderson's the way to go.
I have work to do.
She's I think she's one to watch, that Pamela Anderson, I think.
Yeah, I like her.
Oh, I didn't mention my one, because I said, if you've not been paying attention to Pamela Anderson over the years, this would be a revelation to you. But what this performance made me think of was years and years ago on British television. There was a show called, I think, Ruby Wax Interviews or Ruby Wax something.
Mm-hmm.
Ruby Wax is an American comedian who lives in Britain. She also features in Omen: The Final Conflict.
Ooh.
And it was basically like the Louis Theroux kind of interview show before its time, and she would just go around with the celebrity and whatever they were doing, and they were on the set of Baywatch, and she kind of sarcastically said, would you ever do Shakespeare or whatever, something like that, and Pamela Anderson, without one hesitation, did a monologue from Hamlet at double speed.
Oh, wow.
So I've always thought there's more to her than people think.
Yeah.
And then this is the payoff after all these years.
Love it.
Yeah. I haven't seen The Last Showgirl. Have you seen The Last Showgirl?
Yeah.
Is she good in that? I hear it's good.
I am very fond of her performance, much more than I am of the movie as a whole.
Yeah.
It's got Jamie Lee Curtis chewing more scenery.
Okay, I'm out. Don't need to see more of her, as we previously established. Or Paul. Actually, let's extend that to Paul Walter Hauser now. Anyone with 3 names, you're out of the business.
I'm done with you, I tell you. Hang on, let me update your enemies list.
Okay, yeah. So I tell you, you might want to do a digital version of that. I think you're gonna run out of